Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alaih wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina may yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh sallallahu alaihi wasallam tabaraka wa sallama tasliman kasiran kasira amma ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihan wa qala innani minal muslimin. My dear brothers and respected elders and sisters, there is no God except Allah. And Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. So Muhammad is not God. He is a messenger. Isa alayhi salam is not God. He is only a messenger. So there is no God except Allah. We cannot make other than Allah to be gods, or to give anything or other than Allah the divinity. Divinity only to Allah. The divines is only given to Allah. There is no God except Allah. So Allah is one. Kul, say, Kul huwallahu ahad, say. Allah SWT told to Nabi Sallam to tell the entire mankind that Allah is one. God is one. There is no God except Allah. Allah is one. So when we are, kau terjemah untuk duduk dekat sikit. So when we do or obey Him, we should obey only to please Him, because there is no God except Allah. Allah is one. So when we obey Allah, we must obey in order with the intention to please Allah. This is called sincerity. This surah is being called Ikhlas, the surah of sincerity, because when we obey the orders of Allah, we must obey in the way which He likes or He loves, which is the way which He has shown and taught all the messengers of Allah, and with the intention only to please Allah. This is called ikhlas. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not accept any orders which we are obeying, but with the intention to please other than Him, because there is no God except Him. So sincerity is very, very important, pertinent to Allah. Allah will not accept any orders of Allah which we are obeying not with the intention to please Him, because He is one. Kul huwallahu ahad, tell Allah is one. That means tell, that when you obey the orders of Allah, you should obey it only to please Him, because God is one. If we obey the orders of Allah with the intention to please ourselves, Yeah. Because you say we obey Allah because I want to enter paradise. This is to obey Allah with the intention to please yourself. Because you are pleased if you are being given paradise and saved from hellfire. Or I obey this order because I want to be known as a good person, also with the intention to please yourself. Or I obey this order because I want to be praised by others as pious man, as a religious man, as ulama or as knowledgeable person. You know. And this also with the intention to please yourself, to be praised. Or I obey this order of Allah so that my risk, my sustenance will be made manifold by Allah. I obey this order of Allah so that my problem will be solved. All these are with the intention to please yourself or to please others. I obey this order of Allah because I want to please my mother or my father or my amesa. All these are with the intention to please other than Allah. All are not accepted because Allah is one. There is no God except Allah. Means Allah wants us to obey His orders only with the intention to please Him, none but Him. Allah is alone. Neither He begot nor He is begotten. Do you know what it means? It's a bombastic English, you know. Neither He begat nor He is begotten means no one give birth to Him, nor He give birth to others. And He is a Samad. Samad means self-sufficient. He doesn't need anything from any other. He doesn't need anything from anyone. He's self-sufficient. Upon whom others will ask for all their needs. You know, Allah is Samad, self-sufficient. Means He doesn't ask from anybody or anyone to give Him whatever He wants. But all other than Him are asking from Him for all their needs. Allah is self-sufficient means He creates. He creates things. No one can create except Him. He makes the rain. He creates the sky. He creates the animals that we are eating as our food, some of the animals. He creates the vegetables. All that He creates. He doesn't need to eat. He doesn't need to sleep. He doesn't need anything because everything belongs to Him. He owns everything. We, on the other side, the creation, own nothing. So whenever we want anything, we have to ask Him. If He gives us, then we'll get it. If He doesn't give us, we'll never be able to obtain whatever we want. Because no one other than Allah can give whatever we want to have, either in this world or in the hereafter. You know. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He doesn't, no one give birth to Him. And neither anyone give birth to Him, nor He give birth to others. In other words, He has no offspring, sons or daughters, or father and mother. No, he's alone. So to assume that he has sons or daughters is unwarranted. Highly disgraceful acts. To associate Allah to be having daughters and sons. Allah has no daughters. Neither daughters, no sons. He doesn't need son, doesn't need daughters. He doesn't need parent to be. He's not created. No one created him. Understand? So if somebody says, if we are created by Allah, who created Allah? Allah, no one created him. No one gave birth to him. So a day will come, that's called a doomsday. Everyone will die, except whoever he doesn't want to die. Nah? Allah doesn't want to die. But finally, in the beginning, the angels of death will not die first. Others will die. The angel of Israfil probably, will not die first. But finally, everyone died. So when the angel of death being asked to take his own life, he has been taking life all his life. What's the name of the angels of death? Israel. Yeah. So there's a song. What is the song? Datang memanggil lagi. Jasad terbujur di pembaringan. So this is a song in Malay. Yeah, you can find it in YouTube. The name is Selimut Putih. So angels of death is his main work, but he got many angels. Who works under him. He's the boss. But when he's told to take his own life, then he said, it's so painful. I never knew this. That is so painful to take my own soul. If ever I knew it is so painful, I will be very much, sympathetic to those whom I'm about to snatch his soul, particularly those who are the devils, the transgressors. Their souls are not taken nicely, be snatched from his leg, It's just like taking a bamboo in the wrong way. Bamboo shoots. So you know how painful it is when the soul is about to depart. When the day when angel of death being told to take the roh of Pendi. He's a very tall person, Pendi, big beard. He's about 6 feet. How long? How tall you are? 6 feet. 6 feet 2. Huh? Huh? He's very tall, and yet the angel of death will not fear his height. If he is an evil person, then the angel of death will appear to look like, very fierce. And Pendi will not be able to see during the time all the people around him, but to see the angels. He's now in a different different world. He's in the hereafter. There are many people around him, but he will not see the people around. He will see that angels. If he's evil person, then he will see the angels come with the appearance of a very weird and fierce person. That itself creates fear to him. Then when the roh was snatched, he will be very painful. But he cannot shout. Mouse cannot move anymore. Cannot talk. That day, when they will know who his God is, who owns his soul. Can he stop his soul from being snatched? The soul is going about the throat. Zap! Can't stop. The children are saying, "Oh, Dad, don't die. Oh, Mom, don't die." But the angel will never listen to you, because that is the order of Allah, So we have to remember death more than we to remember how much money we have, because money will not be able to help us at that time of death. How much billions do we have in this world? We may be among those billionaires, but that billionaires is only a facts which people have associated with us. He is a billionaire. Nothing else other than that attachment of names of billionaire to our names. Samad the billionaire, that's all. But the money the billion which he has can do nothing at the time of his death. Even at the time when he was having very painful, his billions will not be able to help him. As Steve Jobs are saying during the last period of his life, he says, I'm known as icons of a success man, Now I know my wealth is nothing but something which I'm been made to be used to it. Now my pain which I'm suffering now is so painful, and yet the money that I have can't do anything. I can ask people to drive me to my work, can ask people to make money for me, but I cannot pay anyone to bear my pain. I can pay him how much he wants, but to bear my pain, I cannot do it, and nobody will be willing to bear it, if ever it is possible. So what's the use of becoming billionaire? We all want to become billionaire. Every day we see lists of billionaires in the world emerging. During this COVID, there are some people who we become, with this COVID, some people become without job, become poor, as many pilots are. Captains, pilots, stewards, who used to earn a lot of money, but earning nothing, or almost very little, have to resort to other jobs, become a rider for not supplying, rider to dispatch food, earning only few hundreds. Yes, last time he used to earn thousands, 20,000, 30,000, 60,000, some even 100,000. Private pilot jet. pilot of private plane, very highly paid. They become poor. But the one who manufacture vaccine become rich. There are about 9 billionaires have emerged as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. There will be more than that. But both have nothing to really gain. The billionaires, other than the name attached to his name, billionaire to his name. Last time only Dr. Samad. Now Dr. Samad the billionaire. That's all. But Dr. Samad doesn't actually gain anything other than names. He cannot eat his money. He cannot sleep with his money. He's remain the same person. You know, can he wear golds? No, he wear the same clothes. He will eat only what Allah has permitted him to eat. He will not be able to eat gold and silver. No one will be able also to eat gold and silver. What food you want to be so expensive that you need billions of dollars? No. The meat that you eat in the restaurant in which you have to pay more money is not much different from the meat that you eat from any restaurant which charge you very little money. They are all the same. Only the place in which you have eaten the meat make the meat become very expensive. The drinks to become very expensive. Then you come out from that place with the bills of 200, 400 ringgit for your own. So your friends times 3, 1,200. But it's the same if you go to some other cheaper restaurant. The same thing will only cost you 100. What you eat is the same. You know, the clothes you wear is the same. You just have, sometimes you want to have expensive and stylish clothes with brand, then you pay more money. You pay this watch, branded, more money. But it tell you the same thing. Tell time only. With the cheap watch. You can wear spectacles with gold frames. But same thing you can see. It's not the frame that matters, is the lens. Or you may be able to wear expensive lens. Multifocal. You know, the one that have for old people, distant, intermediate and near vision in one lens. Progressively, as you look down, you can see far, middle, near, very clear, very expensive. Multifocal. In Malaysia, it costs 1,200. If you add to that, photochromic can change with dark. You know, in time of when it's sunny, bright, then the lens turn to become even more expensive. You make a frame of gold. Who? Titanic. They call it a titan. One metal. Titanium. But gold. The lens, the frame itself costs you 6,000. But you can see the same thing as good as that with a good lens. Normal, only 1,000 or 1,200. So everything is costly, not because the value, but because it's associated with the material and the place that you obtain that things. If you buy spectacle in Choket, the price is different from when you buy a spectacle in Jalan what? Bukit Bintang. It's the same thing. If you eat in Bukit Bintang, any restaurant will be expensive when you eat in Choket. The petai, you know, costs so cheap in Choket, but it costs so expensive in the restaurant in Bukit Bintang. So in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, Bukit Bintang is known as foreigners city. You cannot see Malays, you can do Chinese, all Europeans, Arabs moving around in the expensive part of the town. So those who are poor will not dare to go there. They will only do their shopping in Batu Road. So the rich people can go there, but the thing that they are able to obtain are almost the same as the poor one, or not so poor, normal, ordinary people. So money really cannot do anything. Even Allah give us worry, Allah give us anxiety, the more richer we become. When we are poor, we are worried because we are poor. When we are rich, the worry doesn't go away. It stays and even become more. So as a result of having continuous anxiety and worry, then you have poor bowel movements. You will have constipations. Your digestion will not goes well. You cannot eliminate your waste when you go to toilet, like Hanzala. Takes hours. Somebody got to knock. How long you are to be there, my dear? These are all signs and symptoms of anxiety and worry. And as a result of that, your blood become toxemia, and that causes diseases to many parts of your body, to your lung, to your head, to your brain. Then you become unhealthy. Then you become having no pleasure of eating, and then your stomach become very much inflamed and infected. Then the doctor say you cannot eat now except carbohydrates. You cannot eat meat, cannot eat chilies, you cannot eat anything, because your stomach is no longer able to digest. It has been destroyed and spoiled due to continuous anxiety and stress. So doctor tell, like doctor tell to Henry Ford, richest man used to be, you cannot eat except carbohydrate, which is bread. So you need to eat bread with water only. If you want to eat anything other than it, you will die. Not only Henry Ford, many people, but they don't tell you the story. What their money can do. Money cannot do. Allah says, now I will punish you for indulging yourself wholly and fully to the accusation of this material world, of this world, and forgetting me, I will punish you. Even though you have a lot of money, but I will not give you to eat any other food except bread. Then you become a very unhappy person. Your money is of no use, not even when you die. It has no use. Even while living in this world, you cannot have the benefit of it. You may live in an expensive house, expensive palaces. You've been travel with your own private jet, but happiness doesn't come from that. You still remains a person who are worried and full with anxiety. Then finally you will get mental illness. You will have, very very abnormal behavior. No one can live with you, either your wife, your children, or friends, because your behavior becomes so erratic due to your continuous anxiety. So you remain unhappy. Then when you die, your soul will be snatched fiercely. Then you're pain. Then when you go to the grave, you will burn. You'll be roasted in the grave. Then in the mahshar, you're full of fear. You have no good deeds to give. You have nothing. Then you go to the hellfire to be fully roasted with the fire. And you have no water to drink except the molten pus. Then no food to eat except the fruits of thorny fruits of hellfire known as zakum. So the whole episode, from living in this world to the grave, to the mahshar, to the hellfire, is full of miseries and nothing to blame. No one is to be blamed except yourself. Because when you live in the worldly life, you have been reminded, but you don't listen. You do not want to be reminded about the life of hereafter, reminded about Allah. You do not want. You say, I'm self-sufficient. Instead, Allah is self-sufficient, you say, I'm self-sufficient. I don't need Allah. Like Rashidi, I am self-sufficient, I don't need Allah. So that's why when you become richer, you become more wealthier, you become more powerful, or you have status, you tend to become even, you tend to become even, thinking that you are more self-sufficient. You don't need anyone. You don't need Allah. You never pray to Allah. Never ask Allah. Never cry. Yeah. You only think that you are self-sufficient. And that is not for you. Self-sufficient is Allah. Don't try to become God just simply because you get everything, you are rich. You have own private jet, A time will come when Allah will snatch that. You have private jet, you cannot fly with that. You have money, you cannot eat. You have beautiful bed, you cannot sleep. Nothing. In the beginning, yes, you may think, oh, I'm self-sufficient. When Allah snatch all that bounties, you can't do anything. Even you're billionaire, you are millionaire, or whatever you are, you remain a person whom Allah has made to suffer a tremendous pain, anxiety in this life of the world and hereafter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, those who hate Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I will not give them whatever they have desired to have. Neither in this world, nor in the hereafter. So all the devils, evil peoples who have chosen the wrong path are not doing good to themselves, but harm to themselves because of their stubbornness, because of their stubbornness of obeying Allah. They do not want to obey, do not want to believe in Allah because they are thinking they are self-sufficient. So my dear brothers and respected elders and sisters, before we died, before Allah took out and snatched the bounties which He has given to us, we must be grateful to Him that all the bounties which Allah has given to us, even the ability to breathe, is come from Allah. You sit down and think, what are the blessings of Allah which you can deny? You can't deny. You look at your own self, how much blessing Allah has showered upon you. Think about it, and think as to why you do not want to worship Him. Why? After you look at the bounties which Allah has showered upon you, from your top, your hair, your eyes, everything. Don't look at the food that you have, the car that you have. Just look at your body. Then ask yourself, what is the reason as to why I do not want to believe in Him who has made me from only a sperm, a mingled fluid. He made me from that. So Allah told that in the Quran. Why Allah told that? So that we think and be grateful to Allah. Then ask yourself, why I'm not want to take Allah as my Lord, as my God, and worship Him sincerely, devotedly, with the intention only to please Him. I have nothing to lose but to win. But if I go on with my egoistic temperament, my obsession of this worldly life, then I will choose not to believe in Him. The thing which made me not to choose to believe in Him is because of my love towards His worldly life is so tremendous and overwhelming to the extent that I do not know Him. I do not want to submit to Him and to believe in Him. So from today, I should take out the love of this dunya out of my soul and heart by giving charity and spend the money for the propagation of the work of inviting people to Allah. Give all this in charity. All the billionaire, it will not be of any use to you either in this world and the other. It's better that you take out the love and put the love of Allah by giving daily the work of inviting people to Allah with the sacrifice of your time and wealth, and giving charity to the poor and the needy. Become humble and thinking that you are not self-sufficient. Allah is self-sufficient. All your needs can only be fulfilled with Him. You will only become happy, you will only become with tranquility if only Allah loves you. So make to become the lover of Allah to become your goal. And the path toward achieving that is to make the work of Muhammad Sallam to be your work, nothing else but that work. Okay.